Wait a second. Before we attack each other and tear ourselves to shreds like a pack of maniacs, let's just open the sack first and see what's actually in it. It might not even be worth the trouble.
What do you think? I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Hi.
Okay, it's worth it.
The life staff is broken. Let me introduce to you guys a little series I call Balance 101, where I plan to go over each and every weapon in New World, offering up a discussion on the balance of said weapon. Now there are only 11 weapons in New World, so that means I'll really have that time to bust open the majority of what there is to know about them. So if you're ready, let's throw on that 3x musket zoom and really hone in on this life staff. There's a lot to break down here, but to keep things simple, the life staff is just overperforming with the amount of heals it's outputting. Now I have used and leveled the life staff to 20, but I really wanted to go the full mile here, so I went ahead and called my good friend Allie. She's been playing and testing this game, hitting 64 times through the various tests, all with the life staff in hand. So we'll be using her experience and visual demonstrations as credibility.
So right off the bat, this weapon is super broken in many ways. So I was actually one of the people that made the metas for this one. One of those main metas being the fully charged Sacred Beacon, because this bubble right here you're invincible when this is up, and this can be on a cooldown rotation that once your Sacred ends, it's already back up. So you have this infinite loop of overhealing, a little bit too much. Like I'm on 150 focus, but if I hit my stacks of Intensify. If I can stack Intensify on top of the Bend Light, there's a snapshotting system this game uses. So what I would do is I'd hit those stacks and get the 40% boost already, and that's when the game snapshots my bonus. I slap this and place this down on that moment where I have the most healing output, and they will always put out, that 40 plus version of the healing even if the buff goes away. And another thing is there's a ultimate ability on the left tree that gives you another 50% or 30% increase when they're below 50%, and that procs instantaneously the second gets healed when they're below 50%. So if one person in the group of people you're healing drops below 50, everyone else gets a 30% heal bonus.
That's nasty.
And if you're spamming that rotation, as long as you sit on life staff, you're basically an endless source of unkillable healing, even just at 150 focus.
Just at 150.
At 150. I never run more than 150.
Wow.
And if I sit on the life staff, I can chart the wars like millions of healing.
So 150 focus, the first tier would give you 10% mana regen. Second tier is plus 20 to your mana pool, and the third one is plus 20% healing output.
That's the benchmark there.
That's the difference. That's the difference. All right. Unkillable is what we call a good life staff user because only what was just mentioned here is enough to survive any encounter, no matter the skill of the player on the other end. Sadly, the problem only gets amplified further from a balanced state when we begin to introduce things like your third ability, perks, potions, and not even to mention secondary weapons to help with any mishaps or damage. Yeah. Don't kill me with the life stop. No. Not like this. No.
The life staff hoax. Infected Throw. They added Infected Throw a while back with the idea of reducing healing. It was a good idea, but then, with the life staff, you can actually just remove debuffs.
Really?
With heavy attack. It's one of the first perks you unlock.
Mending Touch.
Yes.
Light
it's
attacks.
One of the first ones you get.
Or no, heavy attacks now remove 1 debuff when passing through an ally. Wow.
Yeah, and it's not limited to the constraints that you think of just passing through an ally. Literally, there's this little circle that pops up around it when this heavy hits the ground. You get this once you unlock that passive. If you're standing in that circle, it counts as passing through an ally. You'll see it do the little animation on my chest there. That means I too can remove my debuffs from myself in a similar way, and it's very forgiving. This kind of fighting style promotes what I call like melee healers. So they just get super tanky and they get in your face and they'll hit you with these heavies because they're in proccing distance.
Two birds, one stone, essentially, because of that other passive, the intensify passive, where you're landing heavy attacks. It's also counting as passing through an ally, so you're removing any debuffs that they're placing on you. Interesting. After showing you the ins and outs of the life staff, the picture should have become very clear. But let's put the nail in the coffin by showcasing the implications of having unkillable healers. Alright, here we go. Right out of the gate, one thing that stands out is his choice to avoid PvP, even while flagged. This is because he knows he can't die. He's a life-sap user, so you're gonna have to come here. You wanna kill him? He is not getting touched. The second problem occurs when our duel is in a position that stops both users from combat. We both have started chatting, and at this point, it's become clear the only solution to the life staff is in numbers. My friend has arrived. Problem number 3. Unfortunately, if you're friendless, you cannot fight a life staff user. Can you tell him to stop playing anti-fun? Look at this, man. This is the worst mechanic in the game, man. I'm gonna pull him out of his heal. Ready?
Ooh.
Oh, I missed. Push the hatchet. It does more damage.